this could have solved some of the problem. Since the presidency of Siad Barre, Abdullah Siad Barre, things have, aggravated to the worse. Since he introduced the socialist system into the country, which was in conflict with the Islamic system, and this caused a lot of problems. A lot of problems among them, in the first place, was the civil war among the citizens, among the brethrens, in other words. And since then, there wasn't a steady project to keep up with growth and economic progress. Now we're talking about a natural disaster, but we have also need to understand other things in order to understand why is the situation so negative, why is it so miserable, because let's talk about water desalination, for example, projects for water desalination. Turkey, for example, the president of Turkey talked about how can we in the future try to capitalize on the land and try to help the Somali people attain self-sufficiency from cultivating the land. But this can be done by also building the infrastructure, such as desalination. Water desalination is a very critical and important method in order to provide a very important element of life, which is water.
But you need to pave the way for that. I mean, there's a very important element, and that is stability.
That's right.
And security in the country.
That's right, definitely.
Yeah.
There are 2 points here. The first point is that we have an urgent need. We don't have to think now about infrastructure and long-term solutions, which is helping the people now who are starving. According to a recent statistic, the UN says 10 million people are currently on the verge of starvation. 10 million people. And this is very sad. But because according to several factors, most important among them is that because we are Muslims, we believe in the Quran, we believe in the Prophet, and we believe in the Day of Judgment, we believe in Akhirah, there must be a different impetus for us to create a sustained motivation to help people, so that our service to our brothers becomes more distinctive than the service provided by other non-Muslim organizations.
Definitely, the country has potential. The land is a good land.
That's right.
It can be cultivated, as you mentioned.
True.
The economy can be developed.
That's right.
But definitely, I think Muslim countries need to focus on how to stabilize Somalia first.
Right. That's right.
And then we can go on to the more to other necessities or other needs of the Somali people. Any idea about the population and the types of issues that they're suffering from, other issues?
Yeah, unfortunately it's very difficult to estimate the population because of the problems I've just mentioned, and which keep the people fleeing away from their home country to neighboring countries such as Kenya, for example. And it's very difficult to keep up with a reliable estimate of the population. Now this indicates a very serious problem. If you cannot estimate the population and people are fleeing everywhere and dying and so forth, this actually gives you an indication of the severity of the problem.
Sure.
And as I told you, the first point I've mentioned, which is about the urgent need to solve this problem. The other point, which is the most important service Muslim countries can provide for their brethren, is to help them gain stability and develop the infrastructure for the future. Now this has to be taken into account. It's not enough just to give them food and clothes and all the other physical items and stuff and just leave them in the wilderness. I think we also need to gather and try to create stability, go to the root of the problem and solve it once and for all.
Sure,
that's right.
Sure. Definitely, King Abdullah, the custodian of the Holy Mosques, the Saudi leadership have always they've always tried to help and engage in helping Somalia as a government and as people. We've seen various campaigns in the past and donations at the level of the country itself and also the people of Saudi Arabia, who are very giving and very generous and always give a hand to their brothers and sisters
if you don't
around
mind
the world. I will come back to you, Sheikh Abdullah, but let me speak to our colleague Omar Abu Nayyan from Prince Faisal bin Fahad Stadium. Omar, welcome to the program and thank you for being with us. Can you tell us about how things are going there?
Well, yes, I'm pleased to be here. And actually, today there is a big rush. A big number of people are joining everyone here with the donations that the custodian of two holy mosques has asked the people of this blessed country to give to the people in Somalia that are suffering from drought and hunger. And as we know, 3.7 million Somalian people are suffering from drought and the lack of main stuff for their survival and food and the supplies. And yes, just a couple of minutes ago, the donations have reached 84 million reals from the people today. And as we can see around, the whole place is crowded. People are donating from money to food, clothes, and different kinds of items that should help with the suffering of Somalian people there.
Omar, tell us what kind of donations are people giving in the stadium? And is it all old people or men? Do we have children? Tell us about what's going on there.
Well, mainly now there are two sections we have, which there's the cash donations of money and stuff in that value, and then we have the trucks that are lined up taking the donation of clothes and shelter supplies. And yes, we do find a lot of very big variety of people here, from elders to young people, women, men, even kids coming up here and donating, which is very pleasing because as we know from the suffering and all the videos and campaigns we've seen of people in Somalia, it is very heartwarming and very nice to see all these people gathering here today. And yes, out of the stadium there is a huge crowd, but thanks to all the traffic police, they are trying to organize or doing the best in organizing the entrance of people. There have two main entrances, one for cars coming in, one for cars exiting. And as we know of now, everyone here is donating, and it's going on until around 3 a.m. Even more, it's going to be going on for a couple more days too.
Okay, Amar, tell us, do they accept anything? I mean, can you donate physical items, blankets, whatever you want to donate?
You could donate almost anything. Yeah, you could donate almost anything, even food supplies that don't need refrigerating or long-lasting things like rice, grain. But mostly we see here people donating is clothes. We have actually, since I've been here in the last hour, 4 trucks, 4 18-wheeler trucks have been filled to the max of clothes items, and that is very pleasing. And we have also the money donations, the cash donations. Almost all the boxes have been filled twice now.
Excellent, Omar. If you can get us anybody to talk to us about what they donated, or for example, to talk to us about their feelings of this particular campaign would be nice. I'm not sure if you have anybody ready now.
I don't have anybody ready now, but we'll go back with you, and I'll give you a notice when I do have somebody ready.
Excellent. Thank you, Omar. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right. Well, that was Omar Abu Nayyan, our colleague, reporting from Prince Faisal bin Fahad Stadium, where people are donating various types of food and blankets or clothes, things that they would like to donate to our brothers and sisters in Somalia. A wonderful scene there. You can see a lot of men, women, children. It's wonderful to see people donating.
True, yeah.
Sheikh Abdullah, if you'd like
Very
to
pleasing,
comment on that particular scene.
Yeah, just commenting on our brothers mentioning of, if you put something which some people might think is insignificant, Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ وَأَنْفِقُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ. Spend in the way of Allah and do not throw yourself into something that might destroy you or harm you. Now, how do you understand this verse? Some people think it's ironic. How do you understand it? The reason why this verse was revealed is that people were reluctant to pay and give in the way of Allah. And by doing that, they are actually harming their own selves. They are actually harming their own selves. وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ. So these are part of our body. As the Prophet said, all Muslims are just like one body. If one organ of the body complains of something, the whole body complains.
Sure.
So I think it's opportunity now to relieve ourselves before we relieve our brothers. To get rid of some of our sins and of our greed. And I just wanted to read a quick passage from one of my books, which I've quoted here, is that everything in the universe, according to the Islamic system, including man himself, belongs to Allah, for He is the absolute owner. And this is in direct opposition to the capitalistic mode of economy and spending, where people are not spending until they are self-sufficient. Also, there's another story, a nice story from the Prophet, from the time of the Prophet, where a companion came with something which might seem insignificant in the eyes of other people, and they started belittling his contribution. So Allah Azza wa Jal revealed a verse just because of this event or this instance. الَّذِينَ يَلْمِزُونَ مُطَّوِّعِينَ مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ فِي الصَّدَقَاتِ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَجِدُونَ إِلَّا جُهْدَهُم. Those who make light of their Muslim brothers and sisters' contributions, and because they cannot spend more than that or give more than that. So they are actually, these people who are making light of other people's contributions are actually out of the whole system. They're thinking in a different world. And I think it's time for all of us to think in the same mood and get along with it.
Exactly. Do not belittle.
That's right.
Anything.
Definitely.
اتق الله ولو شق
can make a
تمرة.
difference. That's right. That's right.
And you said ولو بشق.
Yeah. اتق الله ولو بشق تمرة.
What does that mean? Can we explain it to our
yeah, of course.
audience?
It has a very important meaning for us. Fear Allah, even if you have to give only a small piece of date. It's a piece of date. It's not even a date. So in the balance of Allah,
a piece of fruit is even significant in the eyes of Allah.
In the eyes of Allah Azza wa Jal.
Right.
That's right.
Excellent. So even if you have little money now, let me just remind our viewers that there is a unified SMS number, and that is 5565 from all the telecommunications providers, be it STC, Zain or Mobile. You can send to 5565. If you send number 1, that means 10 riyals you're donating. If you send 2, you're donating 20 riyals, and if you send 3, that is 30 riyals. And the number again is 5565. SMS this number, and whatever you want to donate. If you want to donate 10 riyals, you send number 1 to 5565. If you want to donate 20 riyals, you send number 2 to 5565. If you want to donate 30 riyals, you send number 3 to 5565. So I think this is very convenient, very easy, basic. All you need to do is send an SMS message. And we're very thankful to these companies because they put a unified number to make it easy for everyone to send and donate.
Brilliant.
And remember, while you have that splendid iftar or sahur in front of you,
That's right.
remember that people are dying. Your brothers and sisters are actually dying in Somalia because of starvation. And there was a very, very touching and very sad scene. I saw it on YouTube, and they were showing a mother with her 2 kids, little babies, who are crying. One of them is crying, and the other cannot even cry, and he was actually dying. She didn't even reach them. She was holding the other baby because she knew that he was dying. It was very sad, and there were people from the UN. I think from the UN commissions for aid of the needy people, and it was a very sad scene. They were crying actually, looking at this mother who are just helpless, cannot do anything about her children dying in front of her. So please, let's be human, and of course Islamic before anything else, and help our brothers and sisters in Somalia.